Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me on this one. So in this video, I just wanted to cover a specific discussion that pertains to retail investors like you and I, where, we are trying to obviously make money, plan for our short-term needs and plan for the long-term needs and meet those goals as well. In a current market like this, where the stock market is quite unpredictable, how do we navigate this type of market? What do we do? What are the options that we have? Now, the first consideration that we need to have for our lives is what are our goals? What are the goals that we've set for ourselves that we want to achieve in the short term and the long term? Now, if you have some short-term needs and such short-term goals that you want to achieve, then the prudent thing to do is to protect that money by putting your money into high yield savings account. On the other hand, let's assume this is a long-term need, say like a retirement account or maybe a college account for kids or for yourself, then you may be able to take more risk in those type of accounts by investing in, say, the stock market. Where CDs come into this is maybe a need of, let's say, in a year or two that you are planning to meet. So you're planning to, say, buy a car in 2 years or 3 years, or you're planning to buy a house in, say, 2 years or 3 years. You can use CDs to further accelerate your income, in this case, the interest that you get, which you will probably not have with a high yield savings account. There are some CDs right now that are paying about 5.5%. Some are even paying up to 6%. But specifically, I want to touch on the one from Barclays. And the reason why I'm bringing this is I wanted to explain to you why some CDs that are even longer than, say, a year to more than a year are actually giving lower yields. The reason is because we know that the Feds have been increasing rates for the past, 12 months now, and there's still potential for them to increase it one more time in November, at least this year. Depending on what happens next year, from the words of the Feds, what they've said is there's a chance that they will keep the rates slightly longer than next year. So by 2024, late 2024, depending on what happens, there's a chance they will begin to bring rates down back to, what we are, I guess, used to. It might take a while, it might take 3-4 years, but they will slowly bring it down because they can't keep this for too long at this rate. And this is where we need to then decide if we are choosing to put our money, say, into a CD that is offering about 5.5%. They are only offering, from Barclays at this time, they are offering it for just 12 months. And if you're going to, say, invest or put your money into a CD that is more than 12 months, the rates are actually lower because they are at least predicting and protecting themselves. In this case, Barclays are protecting themselves from being tied to an economy, the future economy, that will probably be yielding lower rates. In this case, through the Feds, they're giving lower rates because right now, like I said, rates are quite high, about 5.5%. And if they are now giving, say, the Feds are now bringing rates down to maybe 4%, Barclays doesn't want to be stuck with a CD that is being offered to their customers at maybe 5.5 or 5.25. So if you look on Barclays website right now, you'd notice that the rates longer than 12 months are actually lower than 12-month rate. So what do we do with this information? What you can do is, let's assume that you have, say, $10,000 that you are not using and you will need for the next 2 years, but you want to keep it safe and still meet your short-term needs. In this case, something that you need in the next, a need that needs to be met in the next maybe a year or two, then a 12-month CD that is offered at a rate of about 5.5 will be ideal because you would be able to beat inflation. You'll be able to keep that money somewhat safe because the risk of a CD defaulting and not being able to, not able to get your money back is very low. So an example that I'm just running here is, say you have $5,000 and you put it into a 12-month CD. By the time the CD matures, you would have about $5,275 back. Now, what you've done here is you've protected your money and you've been able to keep up with some form of inflation and, of course, maybe make some slight gains. It's small, But it's better than putting in a stock market and you're not sure what will happen tomorrow, because as we know, there are chances that the world will go into recession, at least the economy will go into recession next year. We don't know that. But if it happens, at least you have your money safe. And I just wanted to share that with you, considering what we are experiencing in the stock market right now. If you have short-term needs and short-term needs that needs to be met in the next year or two, this is an option for you. I hope that this has been valuable, and I hope to see you in my next one.